Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another World of Warships, and today we're actually going to be talking about the rank sprint that they have released. This is obviously being a test to see whether or not they'll continue with this. I'm actually very curious. The main reason why they're doing this is to allow newer players who may not have tier 10s the opportunity to participate in rank season. And this season is actually different from any other season, besides obviously the fact that we are taking out tier 5 ships, is the fact that you can actually division up with a fellow friend. As for example, I'm actually divisioned up with Murakamo in the Furutaka. Now, I will have to say, after ranking out this season, in this mini series, at least this first part, there's actually a second part that's going to be coming up here in a few days. The time for this is actually starting to run out. The main complaint I have is the fact that a lot of tier 5s aren't that good. And there are, for example, the Kamikaze, the Julio Cesar, are fairly strong in obviously different ways, but fairly strong because the fact that they have much better dispersion, they have a much better lower detectability compared to their counterparts. And ships that you see right now, such as the Emerald and the Omaha, have a tendency to get pretty much blapped fairly quickly, especially if the player decides to inappropriately attack or come out broadside to a ship. Now, you can always argue saying tier 10's the same way, but tier 10, there's always advantages. Obviously, tier 10s do have a heal. They also have radar. They also have a much lower detectability. So very different from the normal rank season with the fact of these ships. And once again, there are ships that are just way too strong. Julio Cesar is a very strong battleship. The Kamikaze, the Fujin, the Kamikaze are very strong destroyers, just due to the fact that they have a very low detect compared to most of the other destroyers. Now, obviously, the issue with the Kamikaze, and the reason why I'm taking the Kamikaze, is, well, the issue is her guns are lackluster. With the Shimikaze, you at least have some potential to actually use your guns. The Kamikaze's guns are just lousy, but we will be using them, and that's what you should be doing. Now, the benefit, obviously, of the fact that you can now actually division up, the reason why I'm taking out the Kamikaze, is the fact that, just like rank, you can't always trust your fellow destroyers, and that's why I'm taking the Kamikaze, and that's why Murakamo is taking the Furutaka. The Furutaka is actually probably a better choice as far as any of the cruisers are concerned, and that is probably predominantly due to her gun caliber. They are 203mm size, but also the fact that she has kind of this tricky armor that is very similar to the Zhao. Does kind of help prevent any torpedoes from actually landing, and you really do got to be careful. As you will see here, I actually make a misplay. Pop my engine boost, trying to get out of the way, but unfortunately I do eat a torpedo, so that does knock off a half of my health. But for the most part, as long as you're playing this right, you shouldn't be too big of an issue. But there's a Kamikaze. Kamikaze is probably going to be our more pressing issue. Now, we've already lost one cruiser, and the enemy team have yet to lose a single ship. And keep in mind, this is a CV battle. CVs are just kind of in a awkward position because at the moment, Bogue, especially if it does air superiority, which I would find very odd if it actually did that, can downright dominate the skies because Azuho can't compete against the Bogue's fighters. So there's no strafing, there's no advantage being a little bit more stealthier, not stealthier, being able to actually do those strafes, being a little bit more skilled at the CV compared to the enemy CV. Now, obviously, we are pushed out of B. Now, at the very beginning, and I do apologize for not mentioning this, but at the very beginning of the battle, you did see me actually push into B, allowing our cruisers pushing into A. This is a very good tactic because the cruisers can cap A without really being detected all the time. And being able to push into B is going to help prevent the enemy DDs from taking control of the B cap for this instance, and allow you to put pressure on them. And the Kamikaze, once again, is a very low detect ship. So that is very strong, especially against other DDs, which have usually much higher detect compared to, obviously, this ship. But unfortunately for us, our team is just starting to die. Now, fortunately for us, the enemy destroyer is taken out. This is going to prove very beneficial, as you will see. Now, Murakamo is currently dealing with the enemy Zuho's planes. He is getting dropped. Bogue is trying to assist as much as he can. And I would like to take out this October, but there is also a Königsberg very close to that October, so very unlikely I'll actually be able to get very close, or if anything, be able to take him out without dying. And at the moment, we were able to bring it back. Does look like Murakamo was able to take out that Emerald, and once again the Emerald just struggles. Now the Furutaka, as you will see here, is very low in health. He's facing off against Königsberg, Omaha, and October Revolution. Our battleship is right there. Can anyone see the main problem of what this battleship's doing? Well, unfortunately for us, we have just lost Murakamo. I'm dropping torpedoes on the October Revolution, going to open up on this Königsberg because this Königsberg is extremely low in health, able to take him out. That has at least got us back on the same number of ships. But once again, this Iron Duke is full health. He has not pushed in. He has all of his health. And I will say I'm not positive, but I really haven't seen much in the way of what he's actually contributed. And whenever you're a battleship and you're full health while the majority of your team's dead or very low on health, you're kind of doing things wrong. Just a little bit. So, once again, try my very best. And there is an Omaha that is somewhat low on health, and I'm actually going to use my guns. Now, fortunately, our CV is spotting, so this is going to prove very beneficial for us. But once again, these guns on the Kamikaze are downright crap. We do get a fire, so if we do set another fire, that will be a permaburn and should definitely help us take him out. Hoping to get some torpedoes off, but we'll see where he goes. Now, I do have to be careful. That is Omaha, and it does have hydro. And if he does get close to us, he can definitely take us out. Now, that Iron Duke actually gets a shot off. Only shaves off about 3,000 points of health. And still trying to get those torpedoes, but Omaha is doing his very best as far as not getting torqued. And another thing you do have to keep in mind is the Omaha does have torpedoes itself, and lo and behold, there are those torpedoes. So can we take out this Omaha? Now, the October Revolution actually is very low in health. Iron Duke is facing off against him, but our Iron Duke is gonna go down here in just a moment. There, we have just lost our only battleship. Now it's 2v3. Can we get it 2v2? Yes, we can. Alright, so at the moment, things are a little dicey. We're a little bit behind in points, but the October Revolution has pushed out towards A and is currently capping A. So we know where he is, and the friendly CV has gone and capped, or sorry, friendly CV has gone and spotted the Zuho. So we do know where he's at. And at this point, I'm debating very heavily whether or not to pursue the enemy October Revolution, but I think it's actually a much better idea to actually push towards B and C and cap those, because our bow can possibly take care of the October Revolution. So this is my plan, is push towards B and push towards C. hopefully the Bogue should be able to deal with any enemy torpedo planes or dive bombers with his fighters. Because once again, the USN CVs have much better fighters compared to the IGN. So, and I'm pretty certain the IGN has lost the majority of his fighters. Now, I am being careful because, as you probably are aware, I am a dirty scrub lord, and I'm actually using my Kamikaze captain on this Kamikaze, and it does have RPF. So I am trying to be careful. And what's actually surprising, this October Revolution should have actually pushed back towards B. That's what he really should have done, push towards me, because obviously that's the only major place I would be going. But instead he pushes towards RCB, which I don't really know. Now I am taking my time. Hopefully we should be able to cap out B. See if we can cap out. We can possibly gain additional points. We still have 8 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock, so plenty of time. CV goes over, and we are going to go ahead and drop our smoke. Now this is a major issue with CVs, is the fact that they can only automatic drop and do no manuals, because he's only able to get one plane off because I was spotted and the plane was able to drop. But the other planes are actually going away. I don't really understand why he's once again pushing towards that cap, because at the moment the enemy is ahead in points and caps. We're down to almost 200 points. But he really should have kept me spotted, allowed that October Revolution possibly get shots off at me. And once again, this October, not really certain what he's doing. He's not really being, really pursuing any caps. It looks like he's trying to get turned around. But obviously we are capping C. We do have radio location, and there is the enemy Zuho. So our main mission is going to be taking out the Zuho as quickly as possible and trying not to die, because right now we are definitely at a deficit on points, and hopefully we should be able to take out the CV. Now I was trying my very best to try to get as much distance between myself and the October Revolution, because I don't want a stray shell coming in and possibly killing me. And I do want to make sure I kill the Zuho straight out, so that is why I am doing a Kamikaze. I'm rushing in, but I'm not going to kill myself as long as he doesn't get his torp planes in. And here's actually something really, really amusing. Come around the side. He is doing a automatic drop my torpedoes, and he actually almost torps himself. Had I not killed him, he would have actually ate 1 or 2 torpedoes and possibly could have killed him. I'm actually very, very curious whether or not that actually would have happened, but we are actually about to win. And as far as the sprint rank, it's all right. It's definitely a different feeling from the previous rank season, and I think it really is beneficial having that division mate, someone you can trust to be with you, to support you, compared to how it used to be, where you were dealing with random people that you couldn't fully trust, and you could only hope that you got good enough DDs and people who understood and knew how to position, stuff like that. So a very different feel for sure. I will have to say it was fun, especially just due to the fact that it is a tier 5 and it's not tier 10. And I kind of liked it. I'm kind of looking forward to see what if they will continue with this, and especially with clans season coming up, with it being tier 6. Sorry, being tier 6. I'm very curious what's going to happen as a kind of test around. But I'm very glad that they're getting off tier 10s for sure. But anyways, this is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.